NSA whistleblower Ed Snowden is on the run. We're learning this morning he never got on that Aeroflot flight. He bought that seat, but it went empty to Havana. And right now, the foreign minister of Ecuador is speaking out. He says his country will put human rights principles above any other interest in allowing Snowden to hide in Ecuador, if such is the case. So if Snowden were a true patriot, wouldn't he be standing up for himself? Here in the United States, let's talk to Fox News legal analyst Peter Johnson, Jr.
Well, he's not a patriot, and he's not.
He thinks he is because he's exposing.
And he's not a whistleblower. He's a fugitive. He's arguably a traitor. He's been charged with a criminal complaint under the Espionage Act, and now, in my view, he's giving aid and comfort to China, to Russia, to Cuba, to Ecuador, to Venezuela, wherever he decides to go on this magical mystery tour of America bashing. And so we say, a lot of us, unfortunately, in this country, well, yeah, we're confused. Maybe he's a patriot. Maybe he's fighting for the Constitution. Well, I think Julius and Ethel Rosenberg thought that they were fighting for world peace. They were executed. I think a lot of misguided people think that they're fighting for something. So if you're going to hew to constitutional principles, then come within the American framework, let's have a trial, go to a jury of your peers, and say, I didn't do a thing wrong, testify for 5 days, and then the jury of the peers will either decide innocent or guilty.
Rand Paul had this to say not long ago.
I do think that when history looks at this, they're going to contrast the behavior of James Clapper, our National Intelligence Director, with Edward Snowden. Mr. Clapper lied in Congress in defiance of the law in the name of security. Mr. Snowden told the truth in the name of privacy.
Moral and legal relativism, meaning a little of this, a little of that, we're going to compare the two. We're not going to be comparing the two at all. We're going to look at Snowden's acts uniquely, individually. Perhaps we all decide as Americans, if the president really wants to have the debate, that we don't want this kind of NSA surveillance in America. But at the same time, if someone is charged with classified, top-secret information, and they pledge an oath and they pledge loyalty as Americans to our country and to our way of life, don't go to China. Don't go to Russia. Don't plan on going to Cuba. Don't go to Venezuela. Don't go to Ecuador. Don't trash our country. And if you're going to go to Russia, China, Ecuador, Venezuela, trash them, because this is the freest place in the world. We may be a little screwed up at this point. We can correct it. But he can be tried in this country, and he should be tried. And if he wasn't a coward, he'd come home and face the charges.
Well, where is he? We'll find out soon enough.
Not a patriot, Snowden.
All right, Peter Johnson, Jr. Thank you, sir.
See you.